असङ्गोऽहं पुनः पुनः सच्चिदानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तोऽहम् निराकारोऽहमव्ययः भूमानन्दस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः नित्योऽहं निरवद्योऽहम् निराकारोऽहमच्युतः परमानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः शुद्धचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् आत्मा रामोऽहमेव च अखण्डानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रत्यक्षचैतन्यरूपोऽहम् शान्तोऽहं प्रकृतेः परः शाश्वतानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तत्त्वातीतपरात्माहम् मध्यातीतः परशिवः मायातीतपरञ्ज्योतिः अहमेवाहमव्ययः नानारूपव्यतीतोऽहम् चिदाकारोऽहमच्युतः सुखरूपस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः माया तत्कार्यदेहादि मम नास्त्येव सर्वदा स्वप्रकाशैकरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः गुणत्रयव्यतीतोऽहम् ब्रह्मादीनां च साक्ष्यहम् अनन्तानन्दरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः अन्तर्ज्योतिस्वरूपोऽहम् कूटस्थः सर्वगोऽस्म्यहम् सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः द्वन्द्वादिसाक्षिरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहं सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम्
Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's pray together. Invoke the power of joint prayers Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Sahana vavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vedvishavahai. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord the Almighty, who has the divine names of Dharmagup, who is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, we offer our humble salutations to seek your grace, your love, your mercy, your blessings, your affection, your kindness, your benevolence, your strength, your forgiveness. O Lord, bless us with the divine qualities of Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti and Mumukshutvam in much more enhanced capacities. This is not for any selfish purpose, but only and only to have the first-hand self-experience of thy true self right within us. We again and again together beseech in you to grant us this rarest of the rare opportunities and merge with thyself. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. With the grace of the Almighty and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, today we are on our Divine Discourse number 436 on the 29th of July 2025. Swasti Shri Vishwavasunama Samvatsara Dakshinayana Varsharuto Shravanamasa Shukla Paksha Bhaumavasare Panchamyatito Uttara Falguni Nakshatra Shivanama Yoge Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday, known for Mangala Gauri Vrata and Nagapanchami, and on this auspicious time of the evening, we humbly reaffirm our oath, Naham Karta Hari Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartham. Every thought, every word, and every action is happening in, by, and through consciousness. I stay in this firm belief, knowing what my true reality is, understanding my ignorance, and moving into knowledge. We seek the Divine's grace and blessings to be established in this knowledge. We reaffirm our oath again and again and perform all actions being in the Divine consciousness, completely eradicating the aham bhava in us and uplift our lives. Our salutations to the Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. Come. So now, as you see, we are unfolding many truths. Aparoksha Anubhuti is a direct nail on the head. Now there are three kinds of perceptions of anything what we understand. One is paraksha, para-aksha. Somebody else's eyes, they tell me that they saw something. So that is para-aksha. I came to know somebody who is very dear to me, very well known, trusted. He says that he saw so and so thing. How did this knowledge come to me? Not with my senses, but through somebody else's senses. He gave me that knowledge. That is one. The second part is where pratyaksha. Now pratyaksha is where I saw with my own eyes. I heard with my own ears. So this is the pratyaksha pramana, which is I have used my senses and got to know about something. Okay. Now the third one is aparoksha. What is the meaning of aparoksha? Aparoksha simply means I got the knowledge, just like I saw something with my eyes, I heard something with my ears, I felt something with my skin, I smelled something with my nose. Now all these are with some sense organ, you are perceiving something. Now, aparoksha is something where you don't need anything. understand this carefully, because see, we have to reach that stage now. I'll come to the second part. What is Anubhuti? Aparoksha Anubhuti. So, trying to know something without your mind or without any sense organs. Now, this is not to our experience till date. So, this may seem as something which is far-fetched. And it is beyond your understanding also, or our understanding at this point. Now, look at the word Aparoksha Anubhuti. In a normal activity, when you see, hear, touch, smell, taste, you have a anubhava, experience. Now, that experience is known to you. Whereas in Anubhuti, there is an kind of an experience, but the moment you try to know it, it again becomes duality. That is not consciousness. So, sadhaks who are in an advanced stage of meditation, trying to reach that Aparoksha Anubhuti stage, they always have this duality. So, I am mentioning here, one of the key tools over here given to us is Na Idam Chaitanyam. What is Chaitanyam? That pure consciousness, that what we all need to be established in, which is our true self, is Chaitanyam. And what is Na Idam? Not this. So when you are meditating, you slowly withdraw from with the help of Panchakosha Viveka, Drigdrishya Viveka, Avastatraya Viveka, then Gunatraya Viveka. You slowly withdraw from these states and you come to a state of being a witness. This is one first major step which we need to achieve. And as I told you, there's a small brook of water flowing in front of your house due to heavy rains. Now you need to go onto the road. What do? It's 4 feet, you cannot jump. So at a 2 feet distance, you keep a stone. So you have to take one step, put one leg on that stone, and then cross over, put the second step to the road, which is not wet, which is not with this water. So now here, this first step is that getting into the Sakshi Bhava. And how do you achieve this Sakshi Bhava? Plainly and simply by becoming an observer of all what this body, mind, senses are doing. Very simple. You have to withdraw yourself. Just like you stand in front of the window and you see the sky, or you see the trees, or you see the traffic. What are you doing there? You are a witness. The clouds are passing by. You are just a witness. The birds are flying by. You are a witness. The trees are swaying. You are a witness. People, the traffic is moving on the road. If you say stop, are they going to stop? No, they'll keep moving. If they say go fast, they will not go fast. They are just on their own. In the same way, you are observing your body. Try this. Just try for 3 minutes initially and start expanding your duration. This is how you need to be established. And I tell you, this is one of the major steps in Vedanta to move from the Jiva Bhava to the Paramatma Bhava. So you became an observer. Now when you say you are an observer, there is still Dvaita there. Dvaita means two. And what is Advaita? Only one, without a second. So I am two here now. I am the witness. And all that what I am seeing is the witnessed, ED. Oh, there are two. Then what happens? Then you start moving ahead. Moving ahead in the sense you have done all your Panchakosha Viveka, Avastatraya, then Gunatraya, all that you cross, and eventually you come to a stage where you are in a still format. Now there again, if you say, is this consciousness? Idam Chaitanyam. No, na idam Chaitanyam. So just be. If, as we have practiced for almost more than 2.5 years, Sakshi Bhava, observing your thoughts without being judgmental. The moment you move without being judgmental, you can see that the thoughts just move away. So in the same way, now you are in that state. And I tell you, once you cross that state, you will land in the state of consciousness. But don't question anything. Is this consciousness? Then again you are using your mind. Now coming to the second part. Anubhava. Anubhava is an experience. When you have an experience, you are still under the framework of Triputi, tripod. Tripod is the seer, the seen, and the seeing. Seeing is the experience. Seer is you, the drashta. Seen is the drishya. And the third one is the seeing. So that seeing is an experience. So now you are coming out of the Triputi over here. You understand? See, our purpose is to get this. Hook or crook, you have to get this. And if you're just trying to, do it as a side play, it will not work. I'm openly telling you this. You have to put in all your efforts. Show that inquisitiveness. There is no greater goal to me in life other than achieving that Paramatma Tattva. Rest all will happen. Even if you don't want to do, Prarabdha karma will make you do from time to time. If at all you think, no, how will this happen? How will that happen? That's foolishness after having got this knowledge. So just surrender and keep your forethought on this. Morning you get up, says, now what I have to, how am I going to practice this? See, somebody, you ask them, they are expressing some knee pain. And you tell them, hey, what happened? Yeah, my knees are giving way. What to tell you? I'm finding it very difficult. Oh, I understand. Now, if you do some exercises, you can overcome this pain. And then they'll say, yeah, I know all those exercises. What exercises new? They will tell you 10 exercises perfectly well. Perfectly. This is the first exercise. This is the second exercise. This many counts you need to do. Then I said, then what's the problem? You know you are having a problem, that is the knee pain. You know that there are so many exercises to be done for strengthening your knees. Then, they scratched their head and said, I'm not doing. There is the catch. So knowing this knowledge and not practicing, you are like that fool. Why did you spend so much time learning these exercises and you are not doing it? Unless and until you do, you will not get the benefit. In the same way over here, just knowing this is not going to help us. To a wee bit. Just like you know about chemistry, you know about biology, you know about some other aspect. Same way you know about something known as Vedanta. Vedanta will get into you only when you start practicing whatever is stored over here. So these are the finer points I'm telling you, because I'm not interested in syllabus. I'm interested in results. And this particular course has been designed to achieve results. Luckily, there's nobody who is going to talk. How many chapters have you done in the Gita? How many Prakarana Granthas you have done? No, it is the divine who is guiding, and I'm straight bringing whatever is told. I don't know what the next text would be after this. Every time they ask me what I said, I don't know. Then when will it come? It will come. That is what I was telling you. You don't need to focus on what you need to do. That will automatically come. But that much trust and faith you need to have in yourself and on the Almighty. So, keeping this, that anubhava, which is an experience which happens in the second and the third, pratyaksha and paraksha. There you have an experience. You have heard from him, you have seen him, he shows you a photograph. See, look, this is what I saw, and this is what I've clicked, or what you heard. All that is an experience. But here, aparoksha is where there are no senses, mind involved, and you are in that state of bliss. It is not an anubhava, but it is an anubhuti. This is having an experience without an experience. Anubhuti. Okay. So, know your target and put your best. And this has come out of God's grace to you. So, grab this opportunity. Give it your fullest and then move ahead with that. With a throttle. Full force throttle. Anytime, every time you're thinking, I must get this, I must get this. And what I need to do towards it. What I need to do? Practice. What should I practice? Right there what you are doing. I am not the doer. Simple. You are talking to somebody. Know that you are not talking. It is that divine consciousness in me which is making this speech happening. That's the way you have to be connected. Every moment, every step, you need to be connected. Okay. So today, what we'll be basically learning is, I'll give you a brief of where we started and where are we today. Okay, so the first one, verse 1 will be the prayer which we did. Shri Harim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham. So this was verse 1, and then verse 2 was introduction. Then verse 3 was about sadhana chatushtaya. What are the fourfold qualifications required for a sadhak? So I'm just giving a quick recap. Then verse 4 we spoke about vairagya, viveka, shamadama, and then you have in shamadama, the third one, we have six-fold treasure, and then you have the last one which is mumokshutva. So these are the fourfold qualifications. So verse 5 spoke about viveka, then verse 4 was vairagya, shamadama was verse number 6, uparati verse 7, shraddha 8, mumukshutva was verse 9. And then from verse 10 to verse 16 was viveka, discrimination, discernment. Then verse 17 to 21 we had about ignorance. What is this ignorance about? And then verse 22 about Atman. Verse 23, body and that Atman identification, how we have identified. And verse 24 to 28, what is the nature of this knowledge we are getting? And refutation of that Shunyavada. Here, the Shunyavada is basically of the Buddhist culture, where they talk about Shunyatva. the what we call as Purnatva. When you go to the final stage, everything becomes blank. So they called it as Shunya, and we call it as Purna. It is full. There is nothing left in that fullness. So this is the only difference over here. So that refutation was verse 29. And then in a series from verse 30 to 42 straight, there is Atman versus the Dehatma, body. Continuously we were only discussing about that. And then consciousness, which is indivisible. These are again here and there tidbits about the Chaitanya Shakti. That was verse 43. Then how consciousness is appearing as the world, as the Jagat, verse 44. And how this world, what is the relationship between the Jiva and the Jagat and Paramatma, verse 45. And then how this whole consciousness is pervading and pervaded, that is verse 46. And then there was complete refutation of this variety, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. All this was refuted in verse 47. And there comes Maya. What is the cause for all this variety which we are experiencing was in verse 48. And eventually again suddenly a stop. Everything is nothing other than Brahman. Ekam Advitiyam Brahma, verse 49. And further to emphasize, Brahman is the substratum to everything, verse 50. At half a century, substratum is that Paramatma. All is of the nature of that Paramatma. Further expansion, 51. And then what is the differentiation which causes fear? The moment you see the other, fear comes in your life, 52. And then what is the Ajnana, 53 and 54? What was that ignorance which we all have? So this is what we have done till our last class, 54. Okay. Now we start today from verse 55. Before that, I just came across a very beautiful saying and I could relate it to our study. One Mark Twain, a philosopher, he quotes, "It ain't what you don't know," ain't meaning is not. Okay, that's poetry English. It ain't meaning it is not what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so, meaning is not so. See, we don't know something. That's not what gets you into trouble. If you don't know, you don't know. You ask somebody and you will do it perfectly. But what gets you into trouble is you know for sure this is this, but it's not so. So now, this particular proverb, it fascinated me actually. It is so much in relevance to our Jiva Bhava. And then, after thinking about it, that correlation I was able to establish. It means it's not the ignorance that's most dangerous. It's that false knowledge which we hold on to tightly in our life. Thinking you're right when you're actually wrong is more harmful than simply not knowing. So in this spiritual context, most of the jivas, we are suffering because we don't know the truth. See, death is one major factor which disturbs a person, especially in the advanced stage of life. They're always thinking about death. Why is it not coming if they're really suffering? Otherwise, if they're doing well, they are scared. Oh, it should not come now, it should not come now. They're trying to time death. So now, our suffering is because we don't know the truth, which is the Atma. So here what is it? What is that which I'm completely convinced about and apparently which is false is I am this person, this body, mind, senses is all mine, and they think it is true. And another conception is happiness comes from outside. If I have to become happy, I have to go and eat something. I have to dine at a nice place. I have to meet somebody. Or I have to see something. I have to hear something. Or I have to touch something. This is what says happiness comes from objects. This is our understanding. And there is no doubt about it. This is how we feel. And death is the end, which is a sure shot belief which we all as Jiva have in ignorance. So I must compete, I must hoard, I must win, I must dominate, I must supersede. We are completely sold on this concept. So now, if you take this particular proverb of what Mr. Twain says, this wrong knowledge means viparita bhavana. Viparita, it is completely contrast, is that which keeps the jiva trapped in samsara. So now what we have to do, I am this body, mind, senses complex. Shift to my true nature is that Parabrahman, pure awareness, Sat Chit Ananda. Pleasure lies outside me? No. That is only pleasure. I know now what is pleasure and what is Ananda. Ananda is my true nature. Death is real and final. Yes, I understand. No. Atman is unborn and eternal. So these ways, these false beliefs are like that virus in our mind. What they do, they are like that distortion. Now you get cataract in your eyes. As slowly the cataract develops, your perception of seeing quality reduces. So it is like that. And what does this wrong understanding do? It creates kind of an attachment. Wrong attachment. You need not be attached, but you are attached. Why? Because of this wrong understanding. And fear, greed, sorrow, they all come, and worst of all is you are completely blocked of inquiring the truth. So the biggest obstacle for our self-realization is what? Lack of information. And when you don't have information, you don't have the right satsang, what we call. You are holding on to wrong ideas with conviction, saying that I know. Just like a man who sees a mirage in a desert, he goes running. As he keeps running, he is getting more and more thirsty. But he says, it's just here, let me put in a little more effort. Thinking that he's sure, damn sure, that there is water there. And he continues. And finally, he is dropped dead. So, as Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, avidya is not mere absence of knowledge. It is mistaking the unreal for the real. That's the only avidya here. We have mistaken it. We have knowledge. But we have not understood it in the right way. So this way, the final what understanding we need to do, don't fear what you don't know. We don't know many things. Forget it. Question what you think you want to know. Now what we are doing here, that inquiry. So this real sadhana starts when I dare to doubt that biggest belief what I have so far. Am I really this name, form, bundle? Or am I the awareness, the light, the consciousness which is within me? Once we move towards this kind of a journey, then you will see things will work in our favor. So now today, all these shlokas, every shloka has got something to do in terms of removing your wrong understanding. And we should all understand one thing, that when this illusion, that wrong understanding ends, you actually don't become that Brahman. You realize you were never anything else other than that. This is what is going to be the culmination. So understand, oh, if you are going to look at that, I'm going to become that reality, that consciousness. No, you are already that. Everybody, we already are that in the same proportion. Not a wee bit is less, be it in a saint or in a thief, be it in a human or be it in an animal, an insect. It is that same consciousness is there. But the only disadvantage is they don't have a mind to understand. They don't have a mind in the sense, the intellect to interpret. Whereas, as we have discussed in the past, that you have taken a human life, that is the first advantage you have. And then you have the guts to inquire, second advantage. Third, you have the right environment where you are able to get this knowledge. And fourth, you are drawn towards it. And fifth, you started your journey on it. So this way you are unfolding yourself. Once you have come to that state, after starting your journey, now you have to go in full throttle. And then what happens? The illusion ends. This is what will happen in our lives. Okay. So we move to verse 55. So as 53 and 54 spoke about that ignorance what we have. Now let's see what verse 55 says. I post verse 55. Ayam atma hi brahmaiva sarvatmakataya stitaha iti nirdharitam shrutya brihadaranya samstatha. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad has clearly established that this self, which is Brahman alone, is the self of everything. Now, as far as this verse is concerned, it just clearly says that, look, now what you have understood yourself to be this person, the so-called person, please understand. See, this is the unwinding or change in the default setting with the consciousness is doing on whom? On consciousness itself. It is the one which has put in this ignorance in us, and now it itself is removing the ignorance from this jiva. So you are nowhere in the picture. When you are ignorant, you are not there. But ignorance has brought in yourself to be present in that state. That's why we are all being ignorant, we are experiencing all this. As what? As a jiva. But the moment you get to know that you are not this jiva, now what exactly? Every verse you say, you keep this in your mind. Like as you have a writing on the wall, keep this. What is that this verse is telling me? That one small, you should be able to describe in 1 or 2 words. This is what I got from this verse. Make that a chain of all these words. Maybe it could even be 3 words also, no harm. This is what. And every word is going to change or transform your ignorance. Now, it is simply said, and what is the focus here? Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is telling you that this consciousness is all that is present over here, nothing other than that. And with this, like many of these cases in law, what they do is they quote a um, case referrals, case study. In Supreme Court, so and so versus so and so, this was the judgment which is given. There is no further argument in the lower courts. Reason, it has come from the highest court. The same aspect was discussed over there some years back, and a judgment was given by the Supreme Court judges, jury, and this is where it is. Oh, then why are we discussing about this again? And they use that straight. So when such kind of judgments come with conviction, take it. If Brihadaranyaka Upanishad is saying this, it is directly coming from the God's own mouth, his own words. So this verse establishes that consciousness and consciousness alone is present, but it is looked differently. Now why and how and all that is what is going to come in the entire text in different ways. Let those questions keep ringing in your mind. Oh, I have this. How? If that is there, then why am I caught in this jiva bhava? So that once that question should keep you restless. See, this is where we are gaining that ultimate reality with knowledge. And for gaining that knowledge, you have to do a bit of reasoning, understanding. Apart from your other sadhana, we need to keep our mind alert, intellectually strong, trying to get this. Okay, we move to verse 56. Anubhutah api ayam lokah vyavaharakshama api san asadrupah yata swapnah uttarakshana bhadatah. Now, though this world of daily transactions is experienced by us, it is unreal, like a dream, because it is contradicted. Now, this is again a different angle what we have got over here. This is what we need to understand. Everywhere we are going to get this kind of situations. Now, it is what and how we understand is important. See, it's told by the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. But why is this contradiction? In my daily life, I experienced having a very sumptuous, tasty lunch. I experienced having a good workout in the morning, doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, and being in nature. All that I experienced. It is a pragmatic experience. And now you are saying that it is unreal. And you are also giving an example saying, just like a dream, you are saying this. So here, what we have to understand is, now say for example, there is a girl who falls in love with a boy, and of course the boy also loves her, and they both decide, they mutually agree that we should get married. And now it is, the girl goes to her, first she doesn't talk to her parents immediately. If she has an elder sister, she'll talk to her elder sister, or she'll talk to her very close relatives who are very close to her parents, and some friends of their parents she'll try to convince. Now what happens is, when these people get to know what she has in mind, they try to convince her. Look, my dear child, that boy whom you are talking, yes, we inquired about him and we got to know that he is a cheat. He has cheated many girls. And they say, please give up that idea. He is not the right person for you. And all that they are telling. But this girl says, look, I know that very well. He is a very good person, I love him so much, and he must have shown some extra care, and here and there tactfully must have seen, see, there are so many girls after me, and so that particular girl, she did this and I did that and all. He has created a story. Now whatever be the situation, this girl is not ready to accept. So the same is happening over here in our mind. It is like we are in love with this world. Just like that boy gave her good times, this world is giving us good times. And we are in love with the world. As much as the Upanishads, the Vedas, they are trying to tell us that all this is an illusion, it is not permanent, anytime everything can go in shatters. No, we are not ready to listen. Because the reason is, we feel that this experience what I am having right now is the truth. So in this kind of a situation, what is that? I know that what are you talking about this world? It can be experienced so clearly by me. With all my sense organs, I am able to experience. If I want to eat something good, I can eat. If I want to see something good, I can see. If I want to have an enjoyable holiday, I can. It is full of experience, and it has got so much of true value, pragmatic value. And you are saying that it is not. It's an illusion. So now, this is when, you need that kind of a knowledge. In what context they are saying. It is not that here this world is false and you are true. What is you? Your consciousness is true. Now, what they mean over here is, look at a higher reality in life. This is the crux. Anytime you want to understand, there are some fine clues which you need to register in your mind. Take the dream example. When I wake up, however I felt, the experience in the dream was so real. Now, whatever we are talking here in the waking, if it happens in the dream, while we were in the dream, was it not giving us that real experience? Each and every experience was driving us mad. We were getting angry at somebody. We were getting frustrated with somebody. We were in love with somebody. We were enjoying something beyond an extent. Now, how is this? While you were dreaming, that experience was very true to you. Second, it was also pragmatic, in the sense it was real. Nowhere you had a doubt that this is wrong. If somebody comes and tells you, no, this is all an illusion, in the dream, if somebody came and told you, no, don't believe this, there is no so-and-so person here, there is no so-and-so kind of a world, everything is an illusion, you will say, this fellow has gone mad, leave him. But the moment you wake up, what happens? You understand that everything was an illusion. Okay, as far as it is a dream, I understand. I have woken up and I know that it was an illusion. But now, in a waking state, what claim are you making? See, everything is so real here. And again, you come to that same principle. So now they say, look, there is a higher reality. Just like there was a higher reality to a dream state, to a waking state also, there is a higher reality. Now, this is what we need to understand. We don't know. That is the ignorance what we are facing with. How do I know that? That is the knowledge which we are trying to get. There was a farmer. Farming was his profession. A very humble farmer. But he had one more feather in his cap. That was, he was spiritual and knowledgeable, a great bhakta as well. And although he was a very small, mediocre, kind of a humble farmer, the villagers, they respected him for his presence in the village. And anybody had any issues, they would talk to him and he would solve their issues. All that was fine. Now, as they say, something does bother every jiva. It was almost about 6-7 years of marriage. He didn't have any offspring. Longing for an offspring. More than him, it was his wife who was all the time talking about this. Especially when you're in a village and in the olden times. Like the moment you are married, within a year, you should have a child. That was kind of a standard, a normal standard. So, once he prays to the divine with that earnestness and says, "Oh God, I can't bear the torture of my wife. Please grant us a child." And his prayers were answered. Within a year, he got a child. Now, this child, a boy, grew up very smart and extraordinary smart. Like everybody in this village or surrounding villages were all gaga over this child. He was about 5-6 years old, and one day when he was playing in his backyard, a cobra bit him and he died on the spot. Now look at what kind of a trauma could come on to the parents. Wife was completely unconscious for some time. And after she gets up, she sees everybody has come already. It's about noon. And they say we need to cremate the child. So the farmer, he comes to his house, of course, after listening to this bad news. He is also extremely drowned in sorrow. Now, as there are people who make all arrangements for the cremation, the child is lifted and cremated. So by the time they come back, it's about 4:30 in the afternoon, and the day ends. Now, the wife is in deep sorrow. Relatives are there. Olden days, and in a village. So some people who have come from nearby villages, they have not gone back. So they are at home. Now this farmer, he gets up in the morning. He has his bath, he does his puja, and he tells his wife, "Where is my tiffin?" The wife gives a nasty look at him and says, "What?" She says, "I want to go to the farm. I'm asking for the tiffin." My wife says, "Are you out of your mind? Still relatives are there at home, and your son, was born after almost 7 years of our marriage, who was 6 years old," and she starts all that. He says, "What is this you're talking?" Now the farmer tells his wife, "Yesterday night I had a dream. I had 3 sons who are of the age of 20, 21, 22 years. 3 sons. 1 year difference between all of them." He said, "The neighboring kingdom, they attacked my kingdom, and I was quite old. I saw that all my 3 sons died. Now should I cry for those 3 sons, or should I cry for this son?" See, now what is his state? He has reached a state where he knows that the dream is no less than this waking world. That is the state we all need to reach. That knowledge is so deep in him that he has understood. There is no difference. There is one more reality after this. So a person who has gone to that reality, he will not find any difference between a waking state and a dream state. So this shloka says, Although you see this world of daily transaction which is experienced by us, where there is enjoyment, there is suffering, there is gain, there is loss, there is honor, dishonor, all that is there. But it is like a dream because it can be contradicted. How? When you go to the next state of being or the higher reality. Just like you woke up, that was a higher reality to a dream. Waking is a higher reality to a dream. So being awakened is a much higher reality to the waking state. Okay. So have the habit of making notes. What you got in this whole 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you should be able to write in a few words or sentences. And that you need to just keep revising. Revising in the sense, in about half a page, you should be able to get the crux of this whole lecture. These are fine points, whatever are there, which have, which you feel that yes, this is where I need to be convinced. Take that and you need to keep reading this. Just flip over. Okay, and make this your knowledge, not the book knowledge or not the knowledge of your mind. Make it soak in your mind and completely dissolve your mind. Okay, we move to the next verse, 57. स्वप्नः जागरणे अलीकः स्वप्ने अपि नहि जागरः. I am breaking the words so you may see some difference. दृश्यम एव लये नास्ति लय अपि हि उभयो न च. So the dream state is unreal in waking, and the waking state is absent in a dream. And again, these two states of waking and dream are totally absent in deep sleep. This deep sleep state is not available either in the waking or in the dream state. See the massive confusion which we all are undergoing, but we don't understand because we are in ignorance. You are able to understand this point? See, there is so much. When we are in the waking state, we just discard the dream. And also, in a dream, the waking state is not there. Okay? And then I go to sleep, I start dreaming. Waking state which I had now almost say 16 hours. Nothing of the waking state is there in the dream. I am happily dreaming. And now when I am dreaming, waking is not there. And again what I do is I slip into the deep sleep state. The moment I slip into the deep sleep state, then I realize even the dream state is also gone. See how this is happening. We have never thought about this. This dream example is a gateway to our knowledge, because it is one experience which we are having. Now, what is this known as? Avastatraya. Panchakosha Viveka. What are the 5 koshas? Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya kosha, Manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, and then Anandamaya kosha. These are the knowledge of the 5 sheaths. You are not all this. Okay, that is one kind of knowledge. The second kind of knowledge is Drishya and Drashta. Seer and the seen. That is another knowledge where you are understanding that you are not this. Okay. The third one is the avastha-traya. Avastha. In what avastha are you? In what state? Traya, 3. Are you in the waking state, or are you in the dream state, or are you in the deep sleep state? These are the 3 states which is you have to cross this. Okay, so here you saw that when you went into the dream, your waking goes for a toss. And then when you go into deep sleep, both your dream and your waking both go for a toss. And see, to a waker, the waking world is real, the dream world is false, and the dreamer is also false. He says, I am not the dreamer. Meaning that character who is there in the dream. No, I am not that. So both the states, for a waker, the dream as well as the the deep sleep, both are false. And now the funny part is, to a dreamer, the waking state is false. He doesn't know about waking state. And also the deep state is completely false. And when you are in a deep sleep, again, to a deep sleeper, there is no dream state, there is no waking state. How do I correlate with this? To correlate with this, you have to take the definition of Sat. Sat is what? Existence. Now this is that 4th state, which is the observer of all these 3 states. Now consciousness. Now with that consciousness, I am experiencing the waking state, isn't it? Every experience I am having now in the waking world is because of that consciousness. The moment the consciousness moves away, you are flat. Okay, so I am the experience, the consciousness is a witness of the waking state. And then when you dream and you get up, you say, yeah, I know what all happened in my dream. Even that was experienced by the consciousness. The dream state also was experienced. And thirdly, when you went off to sleep in a deep sleep state, you saw that too was experienced by the witness. How do you know that? You said, I slept well. I slept very well during that deep sleep state. No, I had a deep sleep. I really slept well. So there is something which is beyond these 3. So this is what we need to understand by this. Then what? I lose my identity the moment I go to sleep. And there I become a dreamer. And I have a world of my own. So where is this world? Ask a question. Isn't this world an appearance? The meaning of appearance is it is there for some time and not there after some time. That is the only thing. It is not that it is completely false. It is not mithya. Mithya means it is an illusion. It is there for some time. And in the broader sense, what do you see? Yes, I had my father. He was there right from my childhood. I could see him. And at one point of time, he's not there. Same with my mother. See, certain people, with my grandfather, with my grandmother, where you have lost them, look at them. They were so real to us in our life. They have added so much value to our life. And where are they? Not a trace. You can just see their picture. That's all, a photo. Isn't it? Meaning, a person who was so much real in your life for some point of time, after a particular period, he or she is not there. Meaning, that is known as mithya, meaning illusion, which is there for some time and not there after a certain time. And what is this Sat? Existence. Kalatrayepi tishtati iti Sat. Kalatrayepi. Kala, time, trayepi. All the 3 times, all the 3 states. Tishtati, which is established, right established. That is known as Sat. And the rest is Asat. Not true. Because it is there only for some point of time. So, when you reach that state of Sat, you are established in that state of Sat. That is the highest state. That's all. Otherwise, every state we are just enjoying. Like when you're doing something and somebody comes and tells you, no, this can be done in a better way. Or there is something better than this. Like say you have done an investment and it is giving you X returns. Now, if somebody comes and tells, Arey, what? You invested in this fund or this particular project or whatever. He says there is a higher return in another project. Then what do you do? You want to always go to the higher, isn't it? In our daily life, we always want to go to the higher level of living. Be it a house, be it a car, be it anything. You want to go to the next level, which is again temporary. We don't know when everything will fall flat. When you are alive, when you have the right atmosphere for you to interest towards this knowledge, already in this knowledge, but again you are shattered with something or the other which is pulling you out. Make up your mind. What is permanent? What is impermanent? Get that thing strongly embedded and know, yes, I have my duties towards life, but don't dissipate them, dilute them with other things. For some time, put your 100% focus on this. For some time. Till you get this. And after that you make merry. Because you're already established. Once you get that knowledge, then even the Vedas also can be completely discarded. Leave alone the Karma Kanda. You can just forget everything because you are established in that consciousness. And what does consciousness do? Nothing. Because it is the power which runs everything, but it does not run. Like electricity. It makes the fan move. It makes the washing machine tumble. It makes the mixie mix all sorts of things. But it by itself does not do anything. So you are moving from the lower plane of consciousness to the higher plane of consciousness. Because now you know the reality. What is there in these three states? Everything is changing. Okay. So everybody, we all want something which is permanent. If you say, I've got a job and every month you need to change your location, will you ever take that job? What is this? By the time I settle over here, then again I have to pack and move to some other place. So here what? Every 16 hours you are in waking, then again 8 hours, in that 8 hours you go for 3 or 4 hours in a dream state, just hardly 1 or 2 hours in a deep sleep state, then again you go into dream and then you again get up. And some are even daydreaming also. So what is this state which is not the true state, my state? There is something higher and I want to get it. So this is what exactly which is told in this particular verse. In 57. Make it a point that whenever you are in a particular state, know for sure that I have to cross these three states. When you chant Om, first Om is I am not the Sthula Sharira, I am not the Karana Sharira, I am not the Sukshma Sharira. All these three are temporary. And the second time you chant Om, that is Dehatraya, first one. This is Avastatraya, where I am neither the waking, I am neither the dream, nor the deep sleep. I am a witness to all these three. Same way as I am a witness to my Sthula, Sukshma and Karana Sharira, I am also a witness to these three states. Now, how do I practice this? You have this body for you to take into practice. I am not the body, I am not these mind and senses, I am not the causal body as well. I am awake now. I am neither this waking state, nor I am the dream state, nor I am the deep sleep state. So this way you move on, and then it comes to the three gunas. The next Om is I am neither the sattva, neither the rajas, nor the tamas. So that is also coming henceforth now. We'll try to understand this. This is how you need to be connected to that knowledge. These are the subtler levels of connection. Slowly, as you practice this, you will be pushed to the higher levels. You don't have to worry. But your focus has to be, now whatever I have learnt, because Bhagavan Shankaracharya has taken all this knowledge in a very methodological manner. There is no stone unturned anywhere in terms of we lacking behind anything. So that is the depth in which way he has explained. So get everything, make your points, keep that revision again and again and again. Ask questions to your mind. Why is that this is refuted? You will get answers. The more you ask, you will get answers. Come, let's go to verse 17. Okay, we will not go to verse 58 now. We'll stop here. I don't want to compromise on the meditation. In fact, I wanted to also take this Viveka Chudamani verse 468, which is talking about the reality. Anyway, we'll do it later. What we need is to get a hang of what we are understanding. That is important. Not just rush. No. Every discourse will give us something which is valuable, which will take us to the next step. So understanding is important, and then practicing is also important. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Now we come to verse 51 of the Vishnu Sahasranama and 475. Dharmakrit dharmi sadasatshara raksha Sadasaksharam avignata sahasramshur vidhata kritalakshanaha. Dharmagup, one who protects the dharma. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, in every cycle I shall manifest for re-establishing dharma. The shloka number 8 of the 4th chapter. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam yuge yuge. Dharma Gup. He gets his name for this particular act. To such a divine Lord, we offer our humble salutations. Seek His grace, mercy and blessings. Bhagavan Dhanvantari's grace is of utmost importance. Without our appropriate health, we cannot achieve what we want to. So we pray for His grace and mercy. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutagalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri Aushadha Chakra Narayanaaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Our humble salutations to Lord Dhanvantari. We seek His grace, mercy, and blessings. Now, let's do the meditation, which is in the form of a question answer. This reasoning one has to do with our own self, trying to slowly elevate from a normal state of mind as a jiva to the sakshi, and from the sakshi merging. That sakshi is nothing but chetana shakti, reflected consciousness. That chetana shakti merging with the chaitanya shakti, which is pure awareness, pure consciousness. Okay? Come. Now, let's prepare our brain and mind. Brahmari pranayam 3 times. Completely relax your body. Sit straight and erect, but in a relaxed manner. Relax your forehead, your face. Relax your shoulders and neck. Relax your chest, your upper body, and your entire body. What is the witness? The witness is that which sees all things come and go. It itself does not come and go, but it is the changeless background in which all experiences arise and eventually set. The witness is not a person. It is the light in which everything is seen. It is the Chetana Shakti, the reflected consciousness in which everything is experienced as a Jiva. Is the witness the same as the self? Self means the Atma, Paramatma, awareness. The witness is a reflection of the Atma, Paramatma, Chaitanya Shakti in the mind. And since mind is connected to the body, to every bit of your body, this awareness in the body, mind, constitutes to you as a Jiva. No doubt it is a step towards realization, being in the state of witness, but it's not the ultimate step. This Atma, the self, is beyond the witness. The pure self is pure awareness, which is beyond any subject and object and the experience. This is known as the Triputi. Can the witness observe itself? The witness can only observe what is other than itself. Example, the eyes. Just like the eyes cannot see the eyes themselves, in the same way, the witness can only observe what is other than itself. See, all these points are only to know whether you are on the right step. To know the witness as yourself is the end of the illusion. That awareness, consciousness is not aware of itself. It simply is. How can I become the witness? You do not become the witness because you are the witness already. Just that you have forgotten, that's all. Pay attention. Keep observing your thoughts, your emotions, your body movements, your feelings, your perceptions. Watch all this as if it were happening to someone else. This is the key. Slowly, by doing this, the false identification will drop naturally. Tell me, what is the value of witnessing? The moment you become the witness, you break the spell of identification, that false identification. you see things as they are, transient and superficial. This practice brings a sense of detachment, clarity, and peace in your life. You no longer are drowned in experience, which most of the time we are. Okay, is awareness or that consciousness or that Chaitanya Shakti you so call, is it beyond the witness or something different from the witness? Yes, of course. The witness is still a form of consciousness which is dualistic in nature, dependent on the mind. You need the mind to become a witness. So it is dependent on the mind. But awareness is beyond both the witness and the witnessed. Awareness is pure, timeless, and spaceless. This is what you are. What is the difference between consciousness and awareness? I'm slowly now rising from the state of witness. I want to get into the state of consciousness or awareness, but I see there is a combat. Consciousness is always conscious of something. When you cross the witness state, you come to a state where you are conscious of something and you use your mind to know what you are conscious of. That is the state of being conscious. Consciousness is always conscious of something. It is partial and subject to change. But awareness is total, changeless, still, and silent. Being in awareness is not an experience, but it is the background on which all experiences appear and disappear, just like the movie screen. What happens when the witness disappears? Then there is only awareness, pure and silent. Before reaching the state of awareness, you have the state of consciousness as well. This sense of separation ends between the witness and the consciousness. It's I am. There is nothing to that I because there is no experience. Soham. This sense of separation, duality ends. No one remains to say, I am aware. There is no question. There is no answer. The Triputi is completely dissolved. There is just awareness. This is that self. This is that ultimate reality. Can this awareness be described? Apparently not. It can be known only by becoming it, because it has no attributes. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot taste it. But without it, nothing can be seen or experienced. The answer to be in this awareness is right here, behind every experience. Moving quickly to the state of being witness, merge into that awareness. It's always everywhere and in every object available to us, provided we know how to grasp it. It is closer than the mind, closer than the I am. Aham is a false entity. It is much closer than the aham, because even to say aham, you need that awareness. That is your true nature. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together, we offer today's Ajnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Almighty. Seek His grace, mercy, blessings. And again, we exhibit our earnestness to become one with the Divine. Naham karta, Hari Preranaya, Hari Prityartam, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody, once again. So, we keep moving ahead. Keep your faith at its fullest and your efforts at its mightiest. Thank you. Hari Om.
अहमेवाहमव्ययः द्वन्द्वादिसाक्षिरूपोऽहम् अचलोऽहं सनातनः सर्वसाक्षिस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः प्रज्ञानघन एवाहम् विज्ञानघन एव च अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकामस्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः तापत्रयविनिर्मुक्तः देहत्रयविलक्षणः अवस्थात्रयसाक्ष्यस्मि अहमेवाहमव्ययः दृग्दृश्यौ द्वौ पदार्थौ स्तः परस्परविलक्षणौ दृग्ब्रह्मदृश्यं मायेति सर्ववेदान्तडिण्डिमः अहं साक्षीति यो विद्यात् विविच्यैवं पुनः पुनः स एव मुक्तः स विद्वान् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः घटकुड्यादिकं सर्वं मृत्तिकामात्रमेव च तद्वद्ब्रह्म जगत्सर्वम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या जीवो ब्रह्मैव नापरः अनेन वेद्यं सच्छास्त्रम् इति वेदान्तडिण्डिमः अन्तर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परः ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवोऽस्म्यहम् ज्योतिज्योति स्वयं ज्योतिः आत्मज्योतिशिवो